Pardon me?
Where do you want to put that?
We're going to play wherever they tell us to play. No, I mean, that doesn't matter what my preference is. What matters is that we're going to be out of there for a year, and we know it's going to be, obviously more difficult when you're traveling to a home game. But that being said, for the long-term health of the program, the facility being redone the way it is great and was much needed. And so, there'll be, some difficulties in terms of practices, not just for us, for everybody, for the women's program, for the volleyball program, gymnastics, et cetera, all the people that use poly. But ultimately, it'll be great once it's done. It's just going to be, difficult for that 16th month stretch that we're going to be out of there.
Would it be possible, like if you play in the Honda Center, would you spend the night there, or would you just bust down the head?
Yeah, I'm not even. That's so far away. I'm not giving it because you want to be sensitive to trying to get to class, and
When you play the Wood Classic, were you confident?
It's changed over the years. It used to be that, my first 4 or 5 years, we had a banquet, and the coach was there, and there was a fundraiser attached to it. But typically what we do is go down after classes. Usually it's on a Saturday, so we'll go down after classes on Friday. And sometimes we practice there. This year I think we practiced here and then went down to the thing that we did with the media there at the Honda Center. And then also we had a function that some of our players were involved in, where we did a clinic for some of the kids from, or some of the mentally challenged adults that were a part of one of the groups that received money from that tournament.
I know you value having students in attendance. You were just talking about that for these last home games.
Mm-hmm.
How important is it to get the students down to wherever it is you're going to play?
Actually, that's one of the things we discussed when I went out to some of the sororities and fraternities, and it's going to be just like when you go to the Rose Bowl. I mean, the school will provide transportation to and from, and hopefully we can turn it into a fun thing, a road show for a year, get into whatever venue that we're going to be playing in. I know there's a number of different places where we may end up playing, whether it be the Honda Center or Staples or the sports arena. Obviously, the form is out because of the venue being changed to being a concert venue now and having to do construction, I guess, on it to get it ready. Oh yeah, we were in the we just played on campus in Fitzgerald Fieldhouse, which was it was a older facility. Pardon me? Yeah, you know what? I don't think it's as nice as what Butler has, but it was fine. I coached in the last game ever in Fitzgerald Fieldhouse, and it had a lot of history, actually.
So are you worried about this at all, Coach?
What I'm really worried about is the game on Thursday. This whole thing's been set up for me to come in here and talk to you about next year and where we're going to play. I'm giving that zero thought. The only reason we're talking about it because it was just announced to you. It's so far down the list of things that I think about right now. It's not even funny. So I know it's on your minds because they just addressed it, but I have no thoughts. I'm not thinking about it at all. It is what it is. We've got to deal with whatever it is. It'll obviously be more difficult than playing right here on campus for that year, and maybe multiple venues makes it more difficult because you don't really have a true home floor you're playing every game at. But that all being said, in the long term, it's really important that what's being done to Paulie is happening, and so it's very exciting. So it's all good.
Would you talk about Stanford?
Pardon me?
Would you talk about Stanford?
Sure.
Has their team improved since the first game?
Yeah, you know, they've changed their starting lineup. Now they're back with Mann at the starting point. I think that's really helped them. You know, I thought he was really a hard matchup for us a year ago when we played against him. And in these last 4 games, you know, he's had 26 assists. He's really doing a good job distributing the basketball. He's very strong, very physical, excellent in getting the basket, does a good job defensively. I think it's helped them. Owens is just getting better and better as the year progressed, you know, having to sit out last year because of his heart condition. You know, Green at one stretch here during this last 4-game stretch they've been on had 12 made threes in a row over a span of 2 or 3 different games. So he's shooting about 56% from 3 in the last 4 games and is really hot. And as we know, he's especially good at home. His range seems to be about 27 feet up there at Maples. So, yeah, they've got a young team at some positions that are getting better and better. You know, the kid Powell is very athletic, very strong, can shoot it, can put the ball on the floor. So they do a lot of things. They played more zone than they've been playing in their win at Washington State. They had Washington State down 17 at the half, which will be, a week ago Thursday, this coming Thursday. So they were in Pullman there and had them down by 17 at the half, which I think indicates that they're doing some good things.
You guys didn't have Josh last time you played. How much difference do you think?
Well, I mean, not having Josh, I mean, I watched that film and it definitely makes a difference because it takes away, you know, our best low post scoring threat. And I think Josh is playing pretty well right now. So it will definitely help to have Josh there to give us another big body.
You got Malcolm sitting on green.
Yeah, that's who Malcolm is guarded in our first game, and he'll always be in the other team's best wing, so no question.
Other than turnover, Tyler's lines have been pretty good. With the offense, does he still have problems with the shoulder and elbow?
You know what? He had some work done yesterday on his shoulder. I went up to the training room, and you know, some of the guys, we weren't practicing, but you know, guys were getting worked on, and it's sore, but you know, it is what it is. He is leading the league in block shots, so that's a pretty good stat. I think he's right there in defensive rebounds at 6.3 a game in conference. So he's doing a lot of good things. And I have confidence in his shot. He's making his foul shots. So he's doing a good job.
Are you surprised with 25 games and he's led you scoring 1?
Yeah, I didn't even know that. But we have good balance. When you look at our team, we have 5 guys averaging in double figures. And typically that's what I like best for a team is not any one guy that if you stop him, then you got a great chance to win. I mean, we have a lot of different guys that can, you know, go off on one night and get 20 points for you. And, you know, Tyler is oftentimes looking to pass first instead of shoot first. And so we've got to continue to remind him to be a little more aggressive looking to shoot at times when he's looking to pass. And that's just who he is. You know, he enjoys making the pass. It leads to a basket probably as much as anything.
How limited is Zeke by that wrist injury? It seems like he's kind of that.
Yeah, you know what? I thought it affected him a little more in this last game than it did previous to that. But yesterday I saw him, and he felt good that there wasn't, you know, a lot of pain in there now. And they've actually, it's kind of an ongoing process. They've kind of changed his little brace that he wears on his thumb to give him a little more movement, which hopefully will help him Thursday night. But it's hard when you can't bend your wrist. No, I don't think so. He made a big shot Saturday for us, and he had 10 points in the game on Thursday night. And I think that kind of like his finger, initially it was hard for him to get used to the fact he had to wear that, and still wears that little thing on his, small portion of his right hand finger that he'll get used to it.
Is he gonna have to wear that thing on his wrist the rest of the
Yeah.
year?
Mm-hmm.
Ever since the first SC game, you guys live in a role. Did you say or do anything special after that game?
No, someone asked that today on the conference call that we do every Tuesday with all the conference coaches. Is not really. I'd love to tell you that I had a great coach's speech, and it was just they just responded to it so well. But I mean, the bottom line was that we were 1-2, and we were just doing everything we could to try to get a win on the road. And that next game was in Corvallis, and that was a big win. And as you look at the fact that they have beat both Washington and Arizona at home, and it looks like it was a pretty good win. And when we played at Oregon, it was obviously fortuitous for us that Katron was not playing that day. I think Oregon's playing really well right now, and I watched their game against SC Saturday night, and was not surprised how well they were playing because we had seen it firsthand. I mean, they're doing a great job. They're going to be a tough team to beat here in the latter part of this league.
How beneficial was the Oregon State game? You couldn't have gone their way. There was like one sequence where they had the ball and could have got up.
No,
How crucial the first Oregon State game up there?
all right.
How crucial was it to win it like that, given where you guys were at that season?
Oh, yeah, we were up 17 in that game, and they actually had a 2-point lead, 58-56. And I watched that game, obviously getting ready for Saturday's game, and then I think Josh made 2 foul shots to tie it, and Zeke made but it was just big to get that win.
Was it big to get it how you got it when you had to step up the end?
Yeah, it was good. I would have rather won by 20. I mean, I don't know how much that had to do with, how we're playing now. Well, you know what? In any season, this time of year, that holds true because we've been going since October 15th, and so what is that? November, December, January, February. So we've been going four straight months now. So it was good to give them 2 days off again this week, Sunday and Monday, to try to rejuvenate the legs. In particular, because now with the shortened week coming up next week, we're going to have, starting Thursday, I think we have 4 games in, what is it, how many days is that? Thursday, like 10 days. I mean, there's a lot of games coming up.
Is it more of a concern because you don't get scholarship players? Is that something you normally do, is like guys 2 days off?
Yeah, oh yeah, I've done this every year. It's no different.
Do you practice at the same level of intensity this time of year?
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes we've tried in years past to go a little shorter, and our practices have probably been a little longer than normal for late in the year in January and February for this team. But we're a young team. We have so much. We're still trying to teach and learn and do and build habits that it's just hard to do an hour and a half practice. Like today, we'll be practicing for probably 2 hours, 2 hours and 10 minutes, because we're going to do some shooting to start with, having not practiced yesterday, so it'll be a little longer today. And then tomorrow we'll do some shooting in the morning, and then come back with a shorter practice in the afternoon before we take off tomorrow night.
Do you feel like they've turned the corner at all, Coach, at practice? I mean, you talked earlier in the season about that, we need to do more fundamentals with them, do more basics with them, because it's a younger team. Do you feel like they're coming around that corner?
Yes and no. I mean, we did allow 24 offensive rebounds on Saturday and had 26 turnovers. Okay, thanks.